What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick. Indy, Michigan versus Nebraska. Week 5 college football matchup going down Saturday, September 30th, 2023. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, including my daily $19 best bet, make sure that you head on over to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. But let's get to this one between Michigan and Nebraska. The Nebraska Cornhuskers 2-2 on the year, 2-2 against the number after picking up a 28-14 win over Louisiana Tech last time out for back-to-back wins. While Michigan 4-0 on the year, but 0-3-1 against the number after a 31-7 win as 24-point favorites last time out against Rutgers in their conference opener. May have gotten a cover, may not have, depending on where you got that line. But at closing, where I saw it was at 24. And now, we go into a bit of a different situation for Michigan where they're on the road for the first time. And that's kind of why we're seeing a dip in the line. We actually seen last time out against Rutgers, the 24 points that Michigan was laying in that game was the lowest number that they had to lay all season. And now we're even lower than that, like I said, because it's Michigan's first true road game. They're going up against a Nebraska defense that, has actually been solid against the run, which is what I think Michigan prefers to do. They're 51st in rushing yards per game, just outside the top 30 in yards per carry. The passing offense for Michigan, hasn't been spectacular with J.J. McCarthy. 70th or so around the middle of the pack in terms of passing yards per game. High completion percentage, top 15 in yards per attempt, inside the top 50 in terms of yards per completion. But again, this is a Michigan team that hasn't necessarily blown teams away offensively. They've scored between 30 and 35 points in all 4 of their games this season. But the problem is they were laying those big numbers and weren't covering them. So I think Michigan right now doing just enough. Now, I've said before, I think Michigan at some point with those lesser teams were just playing with their food, and maybe that could be the case here against the Nebraska team that is banged up at quarterback. Most notably, Jeff Sims is questionable for this game, and even backup Heinrich Harburg is questionable as well. So we'll have to see if either or both of those guys are going to be cleared to go here. I believe Sims was taking first-team reps, but he is still, I believe, heavily banged up here. So again, we'll have to see if that ends up, if he ends up, taking over for Nebraska here, or what ends up being the case there. But Nebraska, yes, you can beat up on teams like Louisiana Tech and Northern Illinois, but I'm still not sold on Nebraska. You look at the step-up games that they've had this season. Lost 13-10 to Minnesota, 36-14 to Colorado. I think obviously you would probably liken Michigan to more the likes of Colorado and Minnesota than you would Louisiana Tech or Northern Illinois. And Nebraska's offense this season just hasn't been good. 130th in passing yards per game. They've been really efficient running the football, 234.8 rushing yards per game, but they're going up against the 14th ranked rush defense in Michigan. Michigan only allowing 2.8 yards per carry, top 20 in that regard. So I think this is just going to be a bit of an defensive slugfest. Typical, what I think is typical Big Ten football, low scoring, hard hitting. And to be honest, I just don't know where the points are going to come from Nebraska. Michigan, like I said, they've had to lay big numbers, but could they get caught playing with their food again? Maybe, because they don't really have to, be challenged until later in the season when they take on teams, like Ohio State, and Penn State as well. They got a road date at Penn State in November as well. So I think it's just going to be one of those low-scoring games. These two teams are combined 7-1 to the under this season. Would have been 8-0 had we not had a touchdown in that Nebraska Northern Illinois game with 4 seconds to go. And between these two teams, 6 of their 8 games would have stayed 5 of their 8 combined games would have stayed under this total of 39.5, including 3 of 4 games from Michigan. So I think this game could be another one of those 31-7 kind of games, or 27-6, something along those lines. I'm going to go with the under 39.5 between Michigan and Nebraska, and that's going to be my free pick. But just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. While you're at Pickdawgz, check out our betting tools. They're 100% free. They're the best betting tools in the business, and tools that you want to make sure that you have in your back pocket when you're making your best bets for the day's action. And while you're at our YouTube channel, make sure you have notifications turned on so you can be the first to be in the know when the newest content drops here at Pick Dawgz. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.